Let's go see what Deb's doing right now. Oh, there she is.
Hello.
It's back at her wax bench. Must be working on something good.
Yes, I have a ring here that's going to be 18 karat yellow gold and platinum.
Well, how do you accomplish a two-tone like that?
Well, I carved the ring as a whole, and then I cut the pieces off that are going to be cast in another metal. So
you'll do a separate casting.
yes, this will be
of
the
those
18
pieces.
karat, and this will be the platinum.
Okay, then those will get...
They get put on the opposite sides. So.
And since it's a gold ring as well, you can use gold solder. You don't have to platinum weld it. All right.
And there's going to be some diamonds in here in little platinum bezels too. So it'll look very different than it does right now.
Well, what goes in those cups?
Some golden South Sea pearls and one white South Sea pearl.
Okay, and this goes with a whole suite that you guys have designed.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
I'm going to sprue it up. Apply some sticky wax to the piece, and then I squish the sprue wax onto the sticky wax, and then I seal it.
Because you don't want any bubbles.
No bubbles. Bubbles are bad.
Okay.
Make it a little shorter here. But for the metal to get up here and then into the center area, it's got to do some things that it's not going to like doing. So I'm going to actually add another sprue straight up from there to here.
Okay, so that is in order to
Feed
make
those
sure
cups.
the metal doesn't freeze up before it gets to the cups. Okay. You have to create nice, clean, clear pathways, preferably straight, especially when you're going into thin areas, long flows, and complex areas.
Metal doesn't like to do certain things, like I can show you on here. It's not going to like this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
You daring person.
Yeah, going that way and going down.
Oh,
here.
and those wings going
Yeah.
down to the tips of the wings, so
Yeah.
it doesn't want to backflow.
It does not want to do that, but I'm going to try it and see
You
if
try
I can
it.
get away with it.
Gonna get away with just by using a sheer larger amount of metal, I suspect, yes?
Yes, I'm going to have a really big button on there.
And see what happens. If it can fight physics and fight centrifugal force and backfill. Okay, well, I usually live in the physical world,
Really the goal here is to get those little babies to fill.
Oh, the little jump rings? Yeah, because those are the ones that'll freeze. So it's those little jump rings there. Yeah.
I was more worried about that than the wingtips.
Well, I was with people, so I missed the entire investment process. Deb is finished now and just cleaning up her mess. If life were just that easy. But anyway, over here she's got four flasks, and they're invested with the high temperature investment plaster. They've been vacuumed, and
What we're doing is we're going to cast this sucker. So what I'm casting today is the 18 karat gold part of the ring that we're going to do in 18 karat gold and platinum. So this is just the gold part of it. And then when I get the parts all put together again, then I'll weld the platinum to the 18 karat. And it'll be a two-tone ring. Reach up and get the flask. That's it for now.
The video.
Turn on the video. Gonna quench this 18 karat gold flat. Still a little hot. Ah. And there it is. Not very pretty at this point. But it looks like all the parts are there. And that's the important thing.
So Deb did the casting of the two parts. No, it's just the one part. This is just the yellow gold part. And that beautiful, rich 18 karat color. And she's already cut it off the sprue. Kaboom! One sprue. Now there's the center sprue. And it looks like a great casting.
Yeah, turned out nice. I'm glad I did that feeder sprue.
Yeah, that looked like the cups were thin and needed a little insurance policy. Now she's going to cut off the inside. Have to thread the saw blade through because it's a closed space. So she's going
Take my finger out of the way, so
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I like that
Last.
scar right there on your thumb. Let's get that little
Yeah.
slice into your fingernail.
And then I painted it black yesterday, so it looks
So it
really
shows
good.
up nicely. Yeah, good.
I won't be getting the paint out of that anytime soon.
So now you have to go and just carefully cut. You don't want to get too aggressive because you can sort of start cutting into a different part of the ring that you do not intend to cut into. And you have to go back in and fill it. It's always an unpleasant surprise. Darn, where did that big old divot come from? Oh, my saw blade. There we go.
Oh, see, there's the divot
There's
we were
a
talking about.
a little nick there. But that's one that can just get sanded out probably pretty easily. They're expensive pearls.
Yeah, I'll put a 14 karat white gold post. on the
Maybe
inside.
16 gauge.
I think 18 gauge.
18 will be okay. Okay. So you'll weld those in, solder them in, and then we have tiny little tap and die sets.
Yeah.
We can do this.
Yeah.
And then also there's some little diamond mountings that go in there.
Yeah, and they'll be little bezel mountings that'll be kind of suspended on the platinum side of the pieces.
Okay. Wow, can't wait to see this one
Yeah, it's
evolve.
going to change a lot from what it looks like right now.
It's going to be fantastic. Okay, thanks, Deb. To it. So let's see the top of the piece where you've joined your pieces up there. Oh, wow, I love it. And you're going to put some diamonds up there in separate little heads, yes?
Yep. Yeah, little bezels. There'll be diamonds. I don't remember at the moment.
Oh, gosh, that's going to be great.
So there'll be a diamond over here and somewhere else. I'll have to look.
And you'll put in posts and then
Yeah.
for the pearls, and you're going to thread them,
Yeah,
thread the posts, tap the pearls.
and then screw the pearls on.
Super. I'm sneaking up on Deb, and she's really busy, and she's not going to talk right now, but I did want to show you some progress that's being made on this piece. And we've got a deadline, but so we're not going to bother her, but she's working on it, getting the diamonds in place. And she's using her graver to trim around the diamonds that have been set into platinum bezels. They're platinum bezels, so that they should really push down onto the diamond well.
Okay, so if they don't pop out, we're in good shape.
We're pushing from behind to check to make sure they're in. They look good. Nothing's popping out.
Yay.
You just have to go in and take out your tool marks carefully. At this stage, you're mostly trying to stay as on the surface as possible. Little needle file. Teeth only on one side. It's actually a barrette needle file. There's a lot of blending that has to happen when you've got two metals, the platinum and the 18 karat. All the seams have to become seamless, so that there's no relief that delineates them, only their color. And of course, after filing, you have to go in with emery or a rubber wheel or something and subsequent grits to get everything shiny again. Just at the point where it's just a bunch of looking and detailing, finding every little imperfection that can be seen and making it go away somehow. Platinum is very dense, so it doesn't get braided away or filed away as quickly as gold, and it takes more time to finish it, take out all the tool marks.
Yeah, it's getting better. I still have some detailing to do right in the center of the stone.
And you'll go in with your graver for that.
Yeah, for now I'm gonna work on getting it rounded up again, and I had to size it, so it's not round.
Oh. Yes, sometimes we hit things. And right now I think
Trying to round it up.
make it round. Very lovely. I like the lines. It's really different from every direction.
Yep, it's very sculptural.
Deb's using a little bristle brush because the little bristles are very flexible to get into the recesses and the crevices. And there's a lot of sort of cutaway areas there that a large buff won't be able to get into. It's too solid. Inside ring buff. Oh no, another hard felt. Something more definitive for the shank, the flat areas. Now we're on to the Tripoli buff.
Outpace you.
Yeah, Debbie's trying to outpace me, sneak into work when I'm not looking, but I found her soldering the piece that we've been talking about, the
Okay.
platinum and 18 karat yellow. So the posts are, I take it you've drilled the cups all the way through?
Yep,
So the posts have been pre-threaded.
yep,
They're stuck into the holes, jutting out the back slightly.
yep.
You're putting the solder in the top of the cup, at the
Yep.
base of the post, heating from behind primarily, and it draws the solder down to the back. I don't know if we can see the solder melt here.
It's kind of on the back side of that post.
There it
Right,
is.
there we go.
All right. Looks like it's sprouting something.
Yeah.
Hoping the did you cover your threads with anything so your solder wouldn't travel up, or you're just doing that with your heat?
I'm trying to do it with my heat. It doesn't matter if the solder travels up a little bit.
So as it starts to flow, take your heat to the bottom of the piece, and then you'll get your solder to move where you want it to if you're lucky. Lucky or good, which is better, Deb?
We are jewelers, right?
Yeah. Okay. The rest of the piece is soldered together with the hard solder, I would assume.
Oh yeah, and 18 karat, and I'm using 14 karat medium on
So there shouldn't be any problem with
Yeah.
solder or previous welds coming apart.
Alright.
Because sequentially, you assemble pieces with, up there, I saw it go, working from harder to softer solders. This piece you're not going to quench because you've got diamonds in place.
Yeah, so we're just gonna let it cool.
Cool in
And
there.
I don't want those posts to get annealed either, so.
Right. You're using white gold post because it's pretty dang hard stuff, and it's going to keep the pearls in place the best. We're kind of sticklers about having our posts be nice and sturdy instead of wimpy and thin and bendy. We don't like that.
And short.
And short. No,
See
these
how
are
long those are?
dang. Those are beautiful posts. Long, threaded, strong posts. Beautiful.
Okay, so on my pearl, in order to drill the fit properly, I mark the top with an X, and then I bring my lines all the way down to find the bottom where I'm going to drill it. If I have to drill it by hand, this also helps me control where my bit's going, so I know if I'm getting off a little bit, I can straighten it back up again, so I have guidelines.
And we are actually really used to drilling pearls by hand, which is maybe kind of primitive, but, well, I've drilled them mostly by hand. When you're only doing a half drill, it's pretty easy. If you have to full drill and come across equally, it's not as easy. So in and out. It's harder on the fingers, though.
Okay, so that's about where I'm at.
So you can tell how deep you're into the pearl by how high up on the bit the dust is coming.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so by putting the drill bit next to the post, you can see how deep she's drilled and how long the post is and get a good feel for that relationship.
Yeah, and I'll trim that off anyway. So.
Yeah, excellent.
So that one's good. Wipe off all the yucky stuff.
And these are golden South Sea pearls from Australia.
This one's a white one.
Except pearl number 2.
Yep. Like the control I have. Chair a little bit. I can see what I'm doing.
I like that. You don't want to breathe in pearl dust. It's not good for you. None of this is. She started her hole with either a little pick of her graver or a ball burr so that you don't chatter off the pearl with your drill bit and mar it.
My bit is getting dull because pearl dust is really hard on them.
Gonna make it? After
No.
this?
Let's sharpen our bit.
Oh, okay. What do you use? A sanding disc, cutting disc, or your
I
stone?
usually use the separating disc, but I don't see it there, so I'm going to use a sanding disc.
Separating disc doesn't have any flex, but the sanding disc has a little. But in this case,
I'm using it close to this area, so.
just reestablish your angle and therefore your cutting edge. Getting a better bite.
Yep.
You can feel the difference.
Yeah, if you have to push really hard, you know your things go.
Well, pushing hard causes friction, causes heat, and causes breakage. So you want to keep your tools sharp enough that they can do the work better without as much force.
Okay.
Got 3 pearls drilled and 3 posts, and they're not tapped, so they're not going to fit on there yet.
No, I'm not going to put them on yet. I'm going to pickle that and then trim the posts and then get it ready to be completely finished, polished, and then I'm going to tap the pearls and screw them on. Because once they're screwed on,
That's hard to get off because we also
we don't like taking them off and on and off and on. And on.
no, and because they're soft, pearls are soft, you'll wreck your threads, but they're going to be epoxied as well.
Yeah.
So then, it just becomes problematic to take them off. Hopefully they'll never have to come off.
Yeah, hopefully they will never have to come off. Because they won't come off easily.
No. No, not at all. Pearls are in order here. Okay, Deb has put the final polish on this ring, the platinum and 18 karat ring. The pearls are sitting here ready, they've been tapped, the posts are threaded, and she's ready to mix her epoxy and stick it all together. We use a 2-part 5-minute epoxy just because we like it. That epoxy works better than other glues. It resists moisture better, and
It's not brittle.
it's not as brittle as a cyanoacrylate or a super glue, Gorilla Glue. Any of those are more brittle.
I always mix more than I need, so I get a good mix.
Good policy.
Okay. I'll start with the loose one first. I'm putting it down on the pad of my.
Oh, those are a nice tight fit. Look at that.
Voila!
Oh, hold
Oops,
still.
sorry. I'm working on time. Thing.
I know, keep going. I'll follow you. That is beautiful. Did you test the pearls on the post?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. So I needed. I just did one to make sure that they were fitting the way I wanted them to.
Nice, nice, nice. Two. Those pearls out here will never come off of there.
Nope.
They'll never break those posts because they're soldered through to the back of the 18 karat cup. Can't just break a little solder joint. They've got a nice big bond.
I've got the coffee shakes this morning.
Well, it's because it was such good coffee. Fresh ground, fresh mocha java.
Okay, here we go.
Looks great though. Look at that. It's beautiful.
I love the angles.
It's a big ring, yet it has a beautiful grace, and the cutaways really enhance the focus going right to the pearls. Gorgeous. Thank you, Deborah.